Hello, everyone, and welcome to cPanel Live. I am your host, Phil, and today we're introducing cPanel product owner, Adam Ween. Today, he's going to be talking about the evolution of NGINX in cPanel. In the crawl at the bottom of the screen, you'll see a link for a survey where you can enter to win a $100 Amazon gift card. Please make sure to stick around for the Q&A session after Adam's demo, and we're looking forward to hearing from you.
Hey everyone, welcome to the demo of NGINX on cPanel. This is kind of where we are with NGINX and kind of a little bit of where we're going. If you were at the last cPanel Live, you saw me give somewhat of a presentation. This will be more of a demo format, so we're quickly going to run through how to set up and install NGINX, set up a cPanel account, and then leverage things inside of cPanel the way your customers would that are going to work and perform well with NGINX rather than Apache. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to log into our cPanel machine. So if you remember from last time, NGINX is currently marked as experimental. So the first thing we have to do is actually set up the Easy Apache 4 experimental repository. To do that, we're going to pop into terminal. We're going to install the experimental repository. And just to get NGINX up and running, that's really all you have to do to get yourself started, to get yourself in a situation where you can install NGINX. So after we've set up the experimental repository, we're actually going to go through the Easy Apache 4 interface and install NGINX itself. So this is a pretty stock cPanel machine. This is just the currently installed profile is going to be the default profile. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to customize our currently installed profile. Now, if we go down here to additional packages, you'll see NGINX is now there. I'm also going to install Node.js because I'm going to demo standing up a Node.js application as well. So we check off NGINX and Node.js and we click Next. These are the packages that are going to be installed in order to support NGINX and the demos I'm going to run. So we come down here and provision. The provision process takes a little bit longer because we're doing a lot of things in the background. When we install that NGINX RPM, we're moving the Apache web server to a non-default port, in our case 81 and 444. And then NGINX will stand up and start listening on both of those, or on 80 and 443 respectively. Okay, so that's all finished. Now, if everything worked correctly, your system should now actually be running NGINX. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to install the WordPress manager. To do that, we're going to come over to Site Software. We're going to choose WordPress and then update cPanel software. And this will install the WordPress manager. Okay, that's all set. So now that should be all the software we have to install for this demo. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to create an account, just like we normally would. Let's see. Right. Choose that password. And create account. So one of the requirements of using NGINX and PHP together is actually deploying PHP FPM. We do that by going to the multi-PHP manager and convert everything, all accounts to use FPM. So we chose FPM because it's really the fastest FPM the fastest PHP handler we offer for free in the product. And that should be all we have to do inside of WHM. So now what we're going to do is we're going to pop over to list accounts. And here's that account we just created, and we're going to pop into cPanel and masquerade as that user we just created. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to stand up a WordPress blog. So we come down here to WordPress Manager, set up a new site, and do the one-click install. Okay. All right, we should be able to open this in a new tab, and we have a new WordPress blog. Okay. So the next thing we're going to do is we're actually going to use the application manager to launch a Node.js application. So rather than do this from command line, I actually like to use cPanel's built-in Git version control feature. So we come over here to the Git version control feature, and we're going to clone a repository directly off of GitHub. This is actually a demo that Fusion Passenger provides that we can launch via the application manager. We're going to put this in our home directory, and we're going to click create. So there's one extra step here before we can go into the application manager. We actually have to go to the file manager and change the permissions on that directory. By default, the Git version control feature creates repositories with 700 permissions, and we need to change that to 711 so the web server can access that directory. So quickly, we just change those permissions. Now we can pop over to the application manager. We're going to register an application. We're going to stick with Fusion Passenger's naming scheme. So I'll pop that in here. We'll choose our domain. We'll keep the URI and the path the same. So now we're going to click deploy. So the next thing we have to do is actually ensure the dependencies are installed for our app. And to do that, we just click the ensure dependencies button. Okay, so that's launched. We should be able to come back to our domain, add this to our URL, click enter, and as you can see, we've launched a Node.js app. So the next thing we're going to demo is redirects inside the cPanel interface. So what are the biggest wants from customers when using NGINX was htaccess support. So unfortunately, NGINX does not support htaccess, but we can simulate some of those htaccess features inside the cPanel interface. So we're going to come back over here to cPanel. We're going to go into the redirects interface, and we're going to redirect test2 over to cPanel.net. So add that. Now, if we come over here to test2, we get redirected to cPanel.net. So one of the other things that we added was directory privacy or password protected directories. This is another one of those features that requires htaccess, but we've actually integrated with NGINX via cPanel quite nicely. So we're going to come back here, and we're going to search for password protected, directory privacy, excuse me. And so what we're going to do is we're going to add a little extra protection to our wp-admin directory. For those that don't know, this is the administrative interface for WordPress. So I'll come over here, and under wp-admin, we're going to click edit. We're going to password protect this directory and hit save. So now we go back, and we're allowed to, it asks us to create a user. So I'm going to create admin. I'm going to use the password generator to give me a secure password. And then we're going to click save. All right, now when we go back to our domain and we go to our wp-admin directory, we're prompted with a simple auth. So we're going to type admin and the password we just created. And now we're presented with the WordPress administrative site. So this is kind of where we are now. And now I'm going to give you a little bit of a sneak preview of where we're going. For that, we're going to go back into WHM, go to the Easy Apache 4 interface. Again, we're going to customize our installation. So I don't know if anybody noticed, but down here at additional packages, we've actually got some ModSecurity packages. So we've actually implemented ModSecurity 3.0 with NGINX. So installing ModSecurity 3 is going to require you to uninstall ModSecurity 2. So we'll just click yes here. And then we're going to install the ModSecurity 3 OWASP rule set. This is a free rule set that you can access via GitHub that OWASP provides. So we click next. And we provision. Okay, so that's provisioned. So we're going to come back over to our terminal. And we're going to run a curl command. So this curl command, it actually it tries to do a directory traversal attack. You know, it tries to exploit index.php to try and read the password file. This is something that's blocked by ModSecurity, and it should be blocked by the ModSecurity rule sets we just installed. So let's see. Sorry about that. Let's see, what have I done wrong here? Sorry, it's having trouble resolving my domain. Okay. So we'll just hack up our host file to point that domain to localhost. Okay, so let's rerun that curl command and see what we get. Okay, so as you can see, we received what's called a not acceptable return from NGINX. You can see that's NGINX right here. So what this means is ModSecurity did its job and it actually denied this request. So really quickly, I'm going to disable ModSecurity by uninstalling both of those packages. I'm going to do it via command line so we don't have to go back through the Easy Apache interface. Let's see. So we'll remove everything ModSec 3. So now we're going to rerun that curl command. And as you can see, we got a 301 this time because ModSecurity is not installed and it didn't deny that request. So that's our demo, and I guess we'll pass it on to the question and answer portion.
Okay. Audio cat. Okay, that's the webcam. 1 2 1 2 1 2. Okay. Okay, so let's go back. Let's try this one again. We're having a little bit of technical difficulty. Hello, everybody. My name is Phil. You might recognize me from some of the earlier cPanel Live broadcasts. I'm a senior community manager with cPanel, and joining me directly to my other right is Adam Ween. Adam Ween is a project manager for cPanel. Adam, if you could talk about yourself a little bit and say hello to the audience out there. Great. So now we wanted to see what some of your guys' reactions were to the video and kind of the demo that Adam went through. And if you could go ahead and start submitting your questions, you can either submit them directly on Facebook or through Twitch or through the YouTube stream, and we'll be happy to get them. So we have no sound from. Okay. Apparently we have no sound from Adam. This is interesting. I don't know why this is happening. Okay, we're having a little bit of technical difficulties, folks. Just hang on a minute. Okay, I think we got that figured out. One second, please. Okay, they always say third time's the charm, right? Adam, do you mind go ahead and introducing yourself again, please?
Hi, my name's Adam Ween. I'm the product owner for the Easy Apache project. I've been with cPanel for 17 years in April, and Phil asked me to be here to talk about what's going on with cPanel and NGINX.
Outstanding. Okay, we are now going to start taking your questions. Thanks for putting up with our technical difficulties. This is why we always test beforehand. But as software likes to push out updates right before you go on a live broadcast, they like to reset your audio settings. So that appears what just happened. Okay. Our first question is from Yasser Hamed. So does cPanel support open light speed?
So we support Lightspeed as a paid integration, the actual web server, but the open Lightspeed module for PHP, I'm pretty sure we ship that as part of the core product. But if you'd like, you can follow up with me. Just email adam@cpanel.net, and I can get you more information on that.
Outstanding. Thank you, Adam. So you stated that NGINX is an experimental. Can you explain what that means? And does that mean you support it? And do you have any dates when that might be stable?
So experimental means we put it out this way so customers could try it and tell us where to take the feature, if that makes sense. So um, when we initially pushed out NGINX, we got some feedback of where the project should go. And we've iterated on it in its experimental form, and we're still getting that feedback. As far as a production release, that's still kind of up in the air. I think the next steps are going to be to kind of wrap a UI in it to make customers aware of the changes that are being made to their system when they install NGINX and what's going to be supported and what isn't. So right now the production date's a little hazy out in the future, but we're continuing to iterate.
So what if I want to test NGINX and submit feedback? Do we have any sort of testing programs?
Oh yeah, I mean the experimental repository has been part of the product for forever, as long as EA4 has been part of the product. So yeah, install it, try it out, and I just gave out my email address, so I guess I'm it. So just email adam@cpanel.net.
And don't forget, you can join our community Discord. That's go.cpanel.net/discord or slash Discord. And join our community Discord. Adam is in Discord. I am in Discord. We have an NGINX channel. You can come in and join and ask questions there. Feel free to ping me directly, and I'll bother Adam so he can get you an answer. Speaking of go.cpanel.net/discord, as I mentioned at the top and at the beginning of this, we have a survey. And if you fill out that survey, which we would definitely appreciate, you have a chance to be entered in to win a $100 Amazon gift card. Now, as you're watching this, you'll see the little crawl at the bottom just down there. That's rotating around. See, there it is. Visit go.cpanel.net/cpanel_live_NGINX. That's the URL you want to go to. You can fill out the survey there and enter for your chance to win a gift card. All right, so moving on to some more questions. What are the most significant benefits of NGINX over Apache?
So the last demo I did, we actually showed that NGINX is quite a bit faster than Apache. The way I like to describe it to people is Apache is this monolith, right? This all-encompassing web server that's big and does everything you want, fully featured. Where NGINX is kind of like a paring knife, where the one thing NGINX does well is serve content. So it's definitely faster. So much faster that I think WordPress still recommends NGINX over Apache.
That's interesting. Is it because of the speed, or what's the overhead on NGINX over Apache?
So it really comes down to, I don't know if everybody's familiar with what htaccess is. htaccess is a file that exists in the document root of whatever web server you're using, and it lets you change the way the web server serves content. So Apache supports this, and the problem is that Apache has to look for those htaccess files. It has to do what's called a stat, and this slows down the web server immensely. Where NGINX really shines is there's no support for htaccess. So the file reads and the stats are so much lower. So from the demo, you can see that we added things like password protected directories, which have historically relied on htaccess. But we kind of brought that to the customer via the cPanel interface. So while they can still get the flexibility of htaccess features with NGINX through the cPanel interface.
That's actually a really good segue for our next question. So saying that NGINX doesn't support .htaccess and talking about the htpasswords feature, do you plan on adding more htaccess features since NGINX doesn't support it?
I don't think there's anything left on the horizon. because we already allow you to like change your version of PHP via the multi-PHP manager and things like that. But if there's anything you would like to see added, again, just reach out and we'll try to get that on the backlog.
So this is a question from Greg Hewitt Long. Thanks for participating, by the way, Greg. I saw you deployed PHP 7.2. Is that the latest available for NGINX, or do you have latest builds available as well?
I mean, so yeah, we pushed out 7.4, I think, what was it, last December, January? And we actually just pushed PHP 8.0 into our experimental repository. So if you'd like to give that a try, that should work as well.
So this is a question from Chrissy Hemmings. So how will it handle existing htaccess directives?
So that's a really good question. So this is kind of where the UI comes into play. So my idea was that, say, you do have a lot of htaccess files and NGINX or cPanel doesn't know how to handle them. We can at least through WHM and some kind of UI let you know that there is a risk of I mean, potentially security risks from not reading and using those htaccess files. So we're going to do our best to create a good experience through cPanel and WHM, but I don't expect full htaccess support.
That was a great question. So we noticed that throughout your demo, you were working with ModSecurity a little bit. Is ModSecurity 3 experimental like NGINX is, or is it stable?
So actually, I've been in contact with the developers of ModSecurity, and when new pieces of software come out, we like to try it in NGINX because it is experimental. The way the ModSecurity developers explained it to me is that the NGINX connector for ModSecurity 3 is stable, right? But the Apache connector is still considered alpha or beta, and they're not sure when that's going to be stable. But my expectation is that when we do a stable release of NGINX, a production-ready release, it will come with ModSecurity 3.
If everybody out there watching this broadcast didn't know, Adam is a huge New York Mets fan. So I wanted to take a couple of minutes and let's talk about how bad the New York Mets were this year, Adam. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Let's get back to the topic at hand. I just wanted to throw a little shot in because I know how big of a fan he is. So going back to ModSecurity, so what are the big differences between ModSecurity 2 and ModSecurity 3?
So ModSecurity 2 was kind of an Apache module in kind of, you know, whereas ModSecurity 3 is actually a library called libModSecurity. It's actually a complete rewrite of ModSecurity 2. And they're saying it's much faster. So we're engaged through our experimental repository to kind of get some testers for ModSecurity 3.
Let's see what else we have here. So you talked about PHP FPM. Can you explain the benefits of using PHP FPM?
So PHP FPM is the fastest handler that a PHP handler we provide for free in the product, right? So you can upgrade to things like, you know, Lightspeed in Cloud Linux, I think it is, that will allow you to go a bit faster. But PHP FPM is going to be the fastest handler that we provide for free.
And you spoke about installing Node.js. Do you need to install Node.js and NGINX together? Can they work separately?
No, so Node.js works fine with Apache. All the things supported in the application manager, they work both in Apache and NGINX. So yeah, that's not an NGINX requirement dependent.
So as a fan of NGINX as you've been. I know we've had a
You
lot
got
of
me. Yeah.
conversation. I know we've had a lot of conversations about that. Can you tell us a little bit about when you started using NGINX and kind of what drew you into it?
So there was a community manager for a time that kind of marched into my office and said, "Look, customers want NGINX and they want it in the product," and that's really what kind of um, got the ball rolling. And I was able to convince cPanel management to give me a couple of weeks. Like, look, let us see if we can just get an MVP out the door, something to show NGINX actually working on cPanel, right? And they gave me that 2 weeks. And at the demo, um, after that 2 weeks, they were so happy with the outcome. They're like, look, take more time on this, and that really got everyone on board as a believer that we could actually do this, right? Because for a long time, the idea of implementing a second web server into cPanel and getting NGINX to be on par with Apache, which we've been developing on for 20 years, was just a mountain too high to climb, if that makes sense. But we've been chipping away at it for quite some time, and I'm really kind of liking the direction it's going in.
By the way, all of you guys out there, your questions are fantastic. So please keep them coming in. We're going to attempt to hold on to Adam for as long as we can. Are you doing anything for the next couple of hours? You feel like talking about NGINX well into the night?
I don't know. When do the baseball games start?
Oh, we got a couple hours. Oh, actually, no, about an hour. So we have another question from Chrissy Hemmings. Is ModSecurity 3.0 coming for Apache as well as NGINX?
So the Apache connector is in experimental. It's in experimental in its alpha state, right? So the answer is yes, it's coming.
And another question from Yasser Hamed. The way to deal with HT access will make it difficult for web hosting companies to switch to NGINX. Various WordPress plugins use HT access exclusively or extensively, so I assume those don't work at all. Something like WordFence or various SSL conversion plugins. We have a lot of those on sites we have already deployed, and to me, it looks like the NGINX conversion would cause issues.
Yeah, you're exactly right. So again, this is where we're going to rely on the community feedback to let us know of these things that are not going to work with NGINX. If you let us know, we can do a deeper integration, if that makes sense. So please reach out, let me know about your environment, and we'll see what we can do to cater to your environment.
And the best way to get a hold of us is either through our social media channels, that's facebook.com/cPanel, through our Twitter account, that's twitter.com/cPanel. We also have a Discord channel, which is, in order to get to our Discord channel, that's go.cpanel.net/Discord. You can sign up there. We have an NGINX dedicated channel that Adam and I both patrol quite a bit, and you're welcome to come in and ask questions there. Also, as Adam stated at the top, that if you want to talk directly about NGINX and your configuration in your environment, you can reach out to him at adam@cpanel.net through email. Oh, lots more questions rolling in. This is really exciting. So will Passenger and Node.js work smoothly with NGINX?
Yeah, I mean, I demoed it. So the way it's compiled, when you install NGINX, it comes with Passenger now. So that integration should work just fine.
Let's see. Add this to WHM to WHM transfer or WHM to root. We're going to need a little bit more information on that question. Let's see.
Like the transfer system is not my bread and butter, so but I can get you. I know whose it is.
So ensuring dependency. Stop me if we covered this one. Ensuring dependencies in the application manager. So what dependency does cPanel look for or need?
Oh, so when it's Node.js, oh, I forget the file name. I'd have to look. So when it's Node.js, it runs npm install, and whatever the default file is where it looks for the npms that need to be installed, it looks for that file. Same thing with Python. Same thing with Ruby.
Outstanding. Okay, we'll give it a couple more minutes for questions, and then if we don't have any more questions, we'll wrap it up. This has been an outstanding Q&A session this time, guys. I really appreciate all of your participation, and thank you for joining us. We have a question from Adrian Roos. Hopefully I said that correctly, and if I didn't, I apologize. Will the cPanel interfaces be updated soon?
Updated how? Like theme updates?
I'm going to assume the UI, the look and feel of cPanel and WHM.
Yeah. So we do. You know, I think we're doing an interface this next release. I think we're about to release the new multi-PHP interface, but that's actually in WHM. But as far as the interfaces I'm responsible for, I don't think I'm updating any of the interfaces right now.
That was a good question. Thank you very much. So we'll give it a few more minutes, and then we'll let's see how they keep. Every time I keep prompting,
so
we get to keep having these questions rolling in.
To back up a little bit, so for Node.js, what it looks for is the package.json file, and it runs npm install in that directory to install the Node.js requirements.
Okay, we have another question. How can I use NGINX and Apache both?
So there are so many different ways to configure these two pieces of software. So currently, when you install NGINX, it leaves Apache on the machine, right? So we rely on Apache to process things like CGI and stuff like that, which NGINX is not great at. So if you're talking about using NGINX as a caching layer on top of Apache, look out for the questionnaire after this talk.
And as Adam mentioned, you can find that by going to that link right down there in the screen. That's go.cpanel.net/cPanel_live_NGINX.
So right now, our NGINX implementation is standalone. You can actually turn off Apache, and a lot of things will still work. We decided to do standalone instead of caching as a first go because there's software like Engine-tron, which already does caching. But you know, it's looking more and more like customers do want a caching solution from us. But we'll see. That's somewhere down the road.
All right. I think that's just about all of the time that we have. This ran a bit longer than I was expecting it to, thanks to the great participation from the community. You guys are wonderful. Thanks for hopping in and watching and asking questions and dealing with our couple of technical difficulties. Make sure we have that ironed out. Thanks, Zoom. So just to tease a little bit, in the world of cPanel, we have version 90, which should be going to stable very, very soon. And with version 90 going to stable, that means we have the announcement of version 92. And I would really like to get into the specific dates on that, but you know I can't. So just keep an eye on all of our social channels. That's Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram. Also our Twitch channel here, that's twitch.tv/cPanelTV. And we'll be announcing version 92 going to Edge very, very soon. And let me tell you, folks, it's a hot one. There's going to be a lot of really cool features in there for you. Some things that you've been asking for a while. So just make sure that you keep your eyes peeled for that one. If there are any questions that were submitted that we did not get a chance to, please, by all means, come contact us through any of those social channels that we mentioned. Discord is probably the best one. We can get back to you quite quickly on that. Again, that is go.cpanel.net/discord. Again, we would love to hear your feedback on these so we can keep doing them. At the crawl at the very bottom down there, you'll see the link to our survey. That's go.cpanel.net/cPanel_live_NGINX. There's a short survey. There's some NGINX related questions in there. If you fill that out, you'll be entered in for a chance to win a $100 Amazon gift card. And we would love to hear from you and definitely appreciate your feedback. Adam, I wanted to thank you for your time, for the nice, gentle ribbing of the Mets. I know I love talking baseball with you almost as much as I love talking about NGINX. So thanks for giving up a portion of your day.
Anytime.
And thanks to everybody out there in cPanel Liveville. As always, we appreciate you guys coming and watching and participating. The questions were fantastic. You guys are great. We hope to hear from you soon. And as always, make sure that you go to cpanel.live, the website. We will have a full schedule of all of our upcoming cPanel Live events. So thank you again very much. And you guys have a wonderful day. Say goodbye, Adam.
Bye, everybody.